Welcome to another edition of Horror Movie News. Today we are talking about how Venom made some bank at the box office, defying all critics. You know, because who cares what they say? Money speaks louder than critics. Also, we have our first look at Winston Churchill. No, not the historical figure, but the cat from Pet Sematary, the Pet Sematary remake. As well as an announcement for the Glass trailer that should be arriving. You'll find out. And last but not least, we also want to touch on Lee Whannell. He's writing a new horror film. I can't wait to talk about it. Let's do it. And I already know what it is. It's Horror Movie News.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Don't you blame the movies?
Oh, I never get tired of hearing it.
You know. What?
More creative. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Steve just nailing it every show. I love it.
You know, that reminds me of the Queen Mary. They have this light on a fog, so it actually looks like it's a solid mass.
Ooh.
So like you're like swimming through it.
Ooh.
It's a really cool effect. I'm like, this is a great way to utilize something simple as fog and a light, and it looks like I'm swimming through the fog.
That sounds awesome. So welcome everybody to Horror Movie News. Who you just heard right now is describing the Queen Mary is Carrie Lane.
What's up? And we are live in the chat. I see a couple of you have joined us. Welcome. If you're watching it later, please comment down below.
Thank you. And Oliver Drennan.
Hey guys, I'm super excited to be back. So let's do this.
And this raspy voice you're hearing is me, Anthony Becerra. What's up, everybody? I see everyone's pouring into the chat now. We started with 3, now there's 4. Started at the bottom, now we're at the top.
Now we're here.
Now we're here. Oh, that's what the line was. Well, anyways, I don't listen to rap. Yes, I do. But anyways, that's fine.
Sometimes.
That's neither here nor there. So pretty much.
Well, actually, rap, Eminem, and Venom.
Num num venom. Sorry, it's just what it sounds like to me.
It does.
Sounds like
sounds
num,
funny.
Anyways, yeah, let's get into this agenda for today's episode. Pretty much we're gonna go into where you can find us per usual, and then we're gonna get into some news, and we're gonna have our Abyss section, but we're gonna dedicate it to We Are Venom because it was a great movie. And you'll hear our thoughts on it, and we'll also do a little box office breakdown as to how it did. Ollie's got the story on that one. And last but not least, we're gonna omit the horror history this time, mainly because we just want to talk about Venom for the most part. So we will be continuing that segment next week for sure. Or it depends on how things goes. We might have some people in studio, some special guests. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. So let's you guys have your rundowns in front of you?
Oh, absolutely.
How about we each do one of these? Yeah, let's mix it up. A little spice.
Getting ahead of ourselves, but not necessarily. Rugged English says drinking mad venom elixir.
Hey, yes.
Anyway, yes.
All right, so pretty much where to find us. So you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network, as well as who's got the next one? Number 2.
What? Oh, where to subscribe?
Yeah.
Yes. You can also go to the website, popcorntalknetwork.com.
All right, and also...
Or you can follow us at Horror News PTN on Twitter. So
And Instagram.
And Insta, yeah.
Yes, all across
hit
the
us up
board.
in those DMs, tweet us. We love talking to you guys.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Keep the
Oh,
discussion
I'm waiting
going.
for those DMs.
Also, if you're a podcatcher trying to catch them all, you guys are funny. I was like, wait a minute, that flew in my. Anyways, yeah. So if you're a podcatcher, yeah. So pretty much where you can find the podcast, type in Horror Movie News on iTunes, and it should pop up. Please leave a 5-star rating, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Please just give us a good solid rating, or just be genuine. Be true. I don't want you to lie, but also I would like 5 stars. But if it's not 5 stars, it's all good. Tell us why it's not, how we can improve. And last but not least, regarding podcasts, we are now on Spotify. Yes, we on that Spotty, and it's pretty great. It's nice to be on there. So not only us, but everyone in our sister networks, AfterBuzz, all of BHL, Black Hollywood Live, they're all on Spotify now, which is fantastic. And yeah, that's
We're
just
taking
gonna,
over.
We're taking over.
Just
Yeah.
like the symbiotes. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Watch out.
I am a symbiote. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, and now without more further ado, let's dive in head first
ready
into
for
some
this?
news.
right.
Yes.
I've been ready since 11:30 a.m.
So, guys, Venom opened 200 million
Worldwide.
this past weekend. So, even with all the negative press that it's been getting,
Hey,
Columbia Pictures' Venom bonded with the audience, so it's getting a really good reaction
Audience
from
score,
audiences,
yeah.
rather than the critics who are just like trashing it. Basically,
Haters gonna hate.
And on Cinema Score, it got a B+. So that's something very reasonable. We'll talk about it.
Cinema Score got a B+.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll talk about more like our opinions and what we think of the film. I don't know if we're going to spoiler territory yet, but
It just came out. So
I know,
maybe
yeah.
not.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should wait on that,
Yeah.
or we can do
Because
like
some people
a.
probably were hesitant to see it, and now
There's
they'll
so much-
hopefully go see it.
there's so much to see too.
Yeah.
A Star is Born. Anyway.
Yeah.
But the spin-off was a monstrous hit, pushing in not only 80 million here in the States.
Which is still
And it's
fantastic.
number one at box office.
Yeah.
Yes,
but
it was.
another 125 million internationally for an estimated 205 global opening, and it hasn't even opened in China yet. And that's a huge market.
I remember those, those Chinese the posters that they had going on.
That
Remember
were-
when you thought it was kind of lame? And no, I thought it was
liked
lame.
it.
Yeah, I thought it was lame. But anyways, to each their own.
I
yeah.
want more posts of the. Remember the Venom with the googly eyes that was going around
Oh my
Twitter?
god, that was so funny. But yeah, just to give you an idea of like here in the States, 80 million. Like the under it was A Star Is Born,
Yeah.
and it made
At
about 40 million, which is
yeah.
still a lot of money.
And
like
that-
for
people
A Star Is Born.
That
Like,
says a lot because people are talking nonstop about it. A Star Is Born.
Marissa here at the studio loves it. She's gonna go see it tonight again for like the third time because she loves it so much. Yeah. So yeah, it's not an.
I'm interested, but I'm not rushing.
Yeah, it was definitely like
but 80
competition.
million is like what?
Yeah.
Nobody was expecting that high.
It was definitely like even for Star Was Born personally, I didn't
I think
think
that's
40
that was
million.
pretty good
I was
too,
like, wow,
yeah.
yeah. So like the competition was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was still able to like beat out that A Star Is Born with 40 million, doubling that 80 million.
Yeah, and we were all a little hesitant
Oh,
with that
totally.
PG-13 rating.
We were,
so
yes.
We were proven wrong.
Yeah, I was heads are bitten off, and
Yeah.
you see it, and I'm like, okay. Glad it's not like
No blood
gratuitous,
splatter.
but yeah, exactly.
Really. That's probably how they really toned it
Yeah,
down.
we'll talk
Yeah.
about it later. But yeah, so that's some good news right there. I enjoyed it. So
So it looks like, to me, I think like the Venom verse is taken off for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
the Venom verse. Oh,
It's
Venom.
bonded successfully.
Oh.
I don't know.
With audiences.
Yes, yes.
I'm trying to think of one. No, it's okay. All right, thank you for that one, Ollie. I have this next one. So y'all know this guy, James Gunn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you may have heard about how like he might be recently. So he was fired from Disney and all that jazz
Yeah.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple months ago, I believe I did mention this. He announced about roughly 6 months ago. There's this quote that I read. I want to reread it real quick. He goes, "About a year ago," yeah, and this is James Gunn talking. "About a year ago, my brother Brian, my cousin Mark, director David Yorevsky, producer Simon Hatt, and I started coming up with an idea for a horror film that excited me in a way nothing outside of Guardians has in years. It was personal and different and perfectly suited for our times, and yes, terrifying." So that was 6 months ago, and I vaguely remember reading that quote or something similar to that here on the show. And so now we have learned that James Gunn was producing this film. He's not going to be directing, but he's producing it. But it is being directed by David Yorevsky, who also directed The Hive. And so this film has Elizabeth Banks attached to it, which is one of the stars in Slither, which he directed, and that was a cult classic among horror fans. Personally,
So good.
it's such a fun, like horror
Fun,
comedy,
yeah.
but it's also very like gratuitous. It's very gory.
over the top.
It's gross,
But it knows it is.
Yeah, but it plays into it, which is great.
Yeah.
So it had and then also the script is being penned by Brian and Mark Gunn. So originally it was set to be released this November, but Sony Screen Gems has shifted the previously untitled James Gunn produced horror film that's going by Brightburn to May 24th, 2019. So that's it's got a release date pretty much, which is happy to hear, and another reason to look forward to the new year of 2019. So come May 24th, we get to see a James Gunn produced horror film, and I'm pretty psyched. Like,
Sure.
Interesting why that was pushed back, I wonder. But I'm excited for sure.
And I don't recall hearing a release date beforehand. I might have missed it, but nonetheless, I mean, it did say it was coming this November. I might have missed it in the shuffle of all this news. But yeah, I mean,
It's not that far away, all things considered. This year's going so fast. I'm like, May will be here in
oh my God, it felt like I blinked and this year was done.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't even, but
Fast times at AfterBuzz High. yeah. Things is moving quickly over here. But yeah, I'm pretty psyched about it. I am really looking forward to it. I trust his brother as a writer and everything. I like that he's keeping in the family too. He's like his cousin, my brother.
Yeah, that's cool.
Writing this film.
They should know how to work with each other, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure they're
Be fun.
vibing really well together and everything. So yeah, if you're, let us know if you're excited about it. If you guys have even heard of it, or it seems like Sky Patterson is saying, "What is this James Gunn horror film you speak of?" Yes, it's not really directed by him, but it's going to be produced by him, and also I'm planning on checking out The Hive too, just to see what David Yorevsky's got going on with his filmmaking. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah, and on to the next bit of items. I believe, Carrie, you have this one.
Yes. So we all know Pet Sematary is coming out soonish.
I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. You guys never heard that?
No.
The Ramones? Oh, never mind. All right. Continue.
Well, anyways, with Pet Cemetery, the big exciting thing was we get the first look at the undead cat, Winston Churchill, otherwise known as Church, which looks actually like a really
so
cool cat.
Raggedy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'd dig a cat like that.
He's a dumpster cat. Like,
Yeah.
He needs to be taken to an animal shelter.
Yeah, he just
Nothing
needs a
wrong.
bath. That's all.
I would not come near that cat. Yeah.
So Paramount it's filmed by Paramount. The photos have come out. Also, we get a first look at John Lithgow as Judd Crandall. And so something coming out with the new, so this is a look at the family, the other family that's highly involved.
Yeah, I like it. I like the look of it. Like
The tone
the
looks
aesthetic,
cool,
yeah. And then
yes.
also like the filter they're going with. It's really nice.
And then, so one of the quotes related to the film is, one of the things about doing a new version now is our understanding of life and death has progressed, said producer Lorenzo D.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm like, Bonaventura told?
Bonaventura told.
Bonaventura told EW. Sorry.
That's on my fault.
It's okay.
That's
Also,
me.
here you can see John Lithgow in that picture there.
Yes, and so he was talking with Entertainment Weekly, I believe.
Yes. EW.
Oh.
I was just abbreviating.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
But then also the quote continues, but are we more sophisticated about it or less? Which is a good point of like how we view death and keeping people around longer, because this came out, I'm like, ooh, when did the first Pet Cemetery come
I
out?
believe it was in the
80s?
Yeah.
I want to say it was 80s.
I think it's safe to say it was in the 80s.
So parents today, he notes, are definitely more fearful and protective than they were in the 80s. Quote, one of the most interesting themes in the book, the original movie, and this one is, how far would you go to see someone again? And
That's a good theme.
And also, but another thing we're exploring is how you can't run from the things that scare you.
Huh.
So Paramount buries the dead on April 5th, 2019. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
So many
I
good
like
movies
Pet
coming out next
Cemetery.
week.
This is a horror movie I grew up with.
89. Yeah.
89. Okay.
1989.
Do you remember how old you were when you saw it?
I was pretty young though.
I was young, too.
But this one definitely stuck with you. And
Yeah.
I remember wasn't the cat like black?
It's not the cat. I remember the little kid and being under the bed with like a needle or like a knife, and he's like, no fear.
And then the mom. I
Yeah.
try not to spoil anything.
Yeah,
Anthony,
there's-
you need to see this film.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good
Guilty
one.
as charged. I have not seen this film. I have not seen the
I
original.
think you'd really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a cool, one of the classic 80s horror films.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's true. I mean, like, how many of us, when your pet died as a kid, did you think, like, if I could bring them back? You know? And the question is, if they come back, are they really the same?
Damn, I'm always like, no, I've always accepted my pet's death.
Okay. Well, fine.
I'm sorry,
You're
maybe
on a
I was one of those
moment.
kids.
I like Rugged English in the chat says, where to go? Oh, that's awesome street level cat glam.
Cat
Yeah,
glam. And
I
also,
was
Sky is like super excited about it. He's all
Love that
capsing
cemetery.
it and everything.
Yeah.
But he's typing so fast, like.
Yeah. I'm excited. It looks really good. The tone color to it, because I remember the '80s one, like it's not
It's
as
from the
cinematically
80s. Yeah.
gorgeous.
Right.
This looks like it's
Because
pretty.
like it looked like it was like straight to like a TV release.
Yeah,
It does-
It's more creepy.
I have seen bits of it, and I
Okay.
do remember it did feel
Like a
TV.
Lifetime movie.
yeah,
or something like
Never.
that.
That
But it
cat
was-
is giving some
Dude, oh my god, that's
shade,
great.
shade with those eyes.
It needs a good brushing.
Who hurts you, cat? Who hurts you?
Yeah. So, anyways, again, April 5th. Definitely look forward to it. It makes me kind of want to rewatch the original.
Also,
Yes.
good old Sky Patterson. Once again, he says April 5th, the film comes out the same day as WB/DC's Shazam.
That's some competition.
That's very polarizing crowds there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, I like Sky Patterson says my favorite part about Pet Sematary is the little kid. I'm like, yes, I remember the little kid bit. Also, there's like another also news thing we'll have to on Bloody Disgusting you can see is the sister who's like ailing and dying in it. They're redoing that differently, because originally in the movie it was actually played by a man who's
saw that
playing like a
picture.
10-year-old.
Yeah.
But now they're actually having a young person, but we haven't seen any photos yet. But I was like, ooh, I actually don't remember that character, so I'm like, ooh, I really want to go back now and rewatch it, refresh.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
Maybe read the book, too, 'cause I do that.
2 episodes.
There's
two
at least a
movies?
second. There's at least a second one, yeah.
Okay, is that worth
wait,
watching?
there's a
I think
second
it's
one?
one of
Yeah.
those like lame.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
who knows? It might be good stuff, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a second one. Okay.
yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
Also, I just want to share some love to the chat real quick. We have Zephra. We have Rugged English. Hello. We have Ryan Rabideau. Sky Patterson, of course. We also have... Am I missing someone? Who is Wilson? What was that guy at the top? David Wilson, thank you all for joining us. There's like about 10 people in the chat, myself and Carrie included. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Oh, and Ollie.
Yeah.
Yay,
I'm
we're
looking
all
at
there.
you guys.
Oh,
Join
that's
us.
right, yeah. So you guys are pretty much our researchers. Like,
love
send us
it.
any info you guys want to
Yes.
give us.
They're fact checkers.
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like whenever
Oh,
we're
yeah.
just like, oh wait, when did that come out? They're like, oh, 1989 or
Thank
like
you.
whatever.
Yeah, you know, I don't have much pride. I admit I'm wrong, you know?
Oh, I love that about the chat on all my shows. I'm like, can you, what is the info? Thanks.
Yeah,
You
because we
know?
can't just be like, wait, hold up,
Yeah.
let me, like, I can't. Yeah, so God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Just want to give you the kudos, and also if you're watching on YouTube, you know, give us those thumbs up, please.
We still love you if you watch it late.
Yeah, of course. And then after the fact, you can always comment down below of like whatever you thought of. And yeah, if you're looking forward to the Pet Cemetery remake film, then let us know down below what your favorite part is of the original and how much you hate me because I haven't seen it yet. But I will watch it.
we
Don't
still
worry.
love you.
I'll watch it.
That should
for
be
sure.
your crypt. For
That's
next
your
week.
homework, yeah.
I have so many movies. I'm doing the 31 for 31 thing.
Could you make this one of them, or is there a list on that?
We already made a list, but I think it's on there. I think
okay.
I remember seeing it. If
I feel
not,
it should be.
I'll tell my friend to add it.
Okay.
All right. But yeah. So moving on. This bit of news excited me. So Lee Whannell, he is a co-writer who wrote Saw with James Wan. He's kind of like the man in the shadows when it comes to James Wan's success, in my opinion, because he wrote a lot of the things that James Wan ended up directing and stuff, and he also like stuck with like his main contribution was Saw and like Insidious. Like James Wan went to go do The Conjuring and everything, and he stuck with Insidious, and I believe he's credited as a writer in all 4 of them. And he's acted, I believe, in all 4 of them as Specs. He's part of the Specs and Tucker, like the Ghostbuster-esque dudes. So he also acts in him. But one of my favorite Insidiouses is actually Insidious 3, which is one he happened to direct. As well as this year, he came out with Upgrade, which, exactly, thank you, Carrie, because have you seen
that
Upgrade
movie.
yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
it's
so good.
so good. It's really good. It harkens back to like the 80s, like 80s action slash sci-fi, but like very gritty, very like very violent.
And actually similar vibes to Venom because he's kind of the lower. We said the cheaper Tom Hardy and some of the action stuff.
Yes, Marshall Gordon. Yeah. He's kind of he's been called like he's been called off like the knockoff Tom Hardy, and he was. There's a lot of similarities between
Even
Upgrade.
in the fight, yeah.
A lot of similarities between Upgrade and Venom. I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. But
No,
anyways,
it's true.
so yeah, back to Lee Whannell. So just to give a background on what I just said. So yeah, he directed The Conjuring. I mean, my bad. He directed Insidious 3, which happens to be my favorite. He also directed Upgrade, which is one of my favorite movies of the year. And now he is doing something else. So it turns out he's actually working on writing a new horror film. And so he just announced it on Twitter, and I have the tweet here. And he goes pretty much, his tweet is word for word, "I'm writing a horror film right now that I can't wait to unleash on you effers."
Oh no, you can quote him. Come on.
On you fuckers. Yes.
Yay! We get our one.
Yeah, we're still PG-13. Hey, Venom got one, we get one. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I am very excited because I am such a fan of Lee Whannell. And I think he's a very talented director. Personally, I think although I've only seen 2 of his films that he's directed, I personally like him more than James Wan. And I won't get into what I think about James Wan. I think he's cool. I'll say that much. I respect him. But yeah, so I just think he has much more potential, and much from what I've seen, I've liked more what I've seen from him than what I've seen from James Wan. And I think it's a fair assessment because they've worked so much together. So yeah, I'm just very excited. And if you guys have seen Insidious 3 or Upgrade, then you know what we're in for. He's really talented. And leave any comments down below what you think of Lee Whannell, or what you think of Lee Whannell and also James Wan and that whole bromance thing going on. Like they're pretty much bros. They work on all these movies. Like
I just like that head motion going on there. He's like so into it.
I am. It's weird.
You're shipping it hard.
All right, and that's my bit of news. Ollie?
All right. Nothing big, but this little movie called Glass coming out soon. We haven't had much. We had one trailer, and I don't think we haven't had any TV spots, obviously, yet. But the second trailer is coming this Thursday. Ooh. So it's time to start speculating. Get those trailer reaction videos ready.
Yeah.
Also, I love the poster that you provided too. Oh, that's so sick.
I haven't seen this before.
Me either. When I saw it, I was like, this is dope. Like
the art and all the characters embedded into it, and how everything's just shattered, and you're seeing like Mr. Glass in the forefront, Samuel L. Jackson. This cast is just phenomenal. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's great to always see Anya Taylor-Joy doing her thing.
So just remember, Thursday this week, October 11th. Stay tuned. It's about to break the internet. It's gonna shatter the internet. Oh,
it's gonna be Glass
I'm so
Day.
excited because I really want to know what like some of the characters' roles are. Like what's Anya Taylor-Joy's character? Is Sarah Paulson's character? What is she? Is she good? Is she the antagonist? Like, what? I really don't know what to expect from this film, and I'm glad. I just hope the trailer doesn't show too much.
Too much, right? Yeah. Dude, you know what would be fun if we did like a trailer reaction.
We should.
We could post it up on our Instagram, on Horror News PTN Instagram. We're gonna mainly use that as like a supplemental, along with also like advertising our promos and stuff. But yeah, I'm still thinking of things to do with that platform. But yeah, we got about 60 followers, which is but yeah, so I am very looking forward to it. I can't wait to speculate more about what's going on with the after I see this trailer.
And just break it down and analyze each and every single scene.
I'm already sold.
We won't stop you, but go for it, man.
You can do that. I'll do just like a raw, like, hey, this is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Everything I predict just doesn't happen anyway, so it's useless. But it's fun to use your imagination.
Sure.
But anyway, I'm super excited.
You got to develop that third eye of yours.
No.
Just kidding. All right, and I believe, Carrie, you got the next bit of news item.
So, via New York Comic Con, we got to see some art for the new Hellboy, which looks super cool. That'd be a nice piece of artwork to have. So, director Neil Marshall of The Descent is going much darker than Del Toro's version with the upcoming Hellboy rated R reboot starring David Harbour. What is Harbour, right?
Harbour.
Stranger Things as the title character, which I saw a picture of him on Twitter, and I was like, all right, I'm for it. You know, at first we were all like,
He looks great in it.
He
yeah.
looks good.
That was like earlier this year, I believe they released
Yeah.
that photo of him. Yeah.
So this piece of artwork kind of gives us the first look also at Mia Jovovich as Nimu, as the film's villain, as well as Ian McShane as Professor Broom.
This is a character I don't know anything about.
I do
but I am
not.
looking forward to seeing.
Super
her.
excited. I love her, and I know Alla loves
Oh,
her. Too.
totally.
We all love her.
I missed her. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, coming back to snatch all our wigs. It's like she hasn't done anything for a while.
Love it,
What's
yeah.
that mean? Snatch all our wigs?
Oh, like when you saw like Hereditary, that snatched your wig. That's the perfect term. That's like my terminology. Well, it's like
It's a thing, yeah. It's a
Okay,
term.
Everyone uses it.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
just
was
like
just taken
a-
aback. I was like, huh?
It's a exuberant reaction.
yeah,
it's just
like,
something really
whoa,
big. Like,
I'm excited.
whoa.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a
Yeah.
shook, a new form
Yeah.
of shook.
Oh,
Like I was
okay.
shook.
Yeah.
Snatch your wig.
Yeah. So also,
All you
the,
kids.
the banner is promising look at the eclectic cast of monsters for Hellboy to battle.
Like, look at that, like, werewolf pig looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, and that old man. Is that Professor Broom?
Yeah.
He's not holding a broom,
sure.
so it's very misleading. I'm just kidding.
Rugged English says Hellboy looks sick. Yeah, I'm loving this poster. Also, the news story sees the hero squaring off against a medieval sorceress who seeks to destroy humankind. So.
Which is Mia
yes.
Jovovich.
And it's coming out April 12th, 2019.
Nice.
There's so many good films coming out next year. Like it's not
Yeah.
even funny.
All right, real quick, guilty pleasure of mine. Just it's not really horror, but also since we're on Jovovich, she is also starring in the Monster Hunter film.
Yeah.
And I am so pumped. I know it's gonna be dumb as heck, but I cannot wait for it.
Because
Like
it's kind of like, okay, she's like a Capcom queen because she did Resident
Resident Evil, yeah.
And now she's moving on to another Capcom.
Monster
Yeah.
Hunter,
Monster
yeah,
Hunter.
with
her husband.
I can't remember his name right now. If Steve, if you know it, the director, he's like directed all the Resident Evils. and
yeah, I was like,
Paul
no.
W.S. Anderson.
Paul,
Yeah,
thank you.
They are
Eye in the Sky.
extremely, totally guilty pleasure films for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am totally here for them.
I'm all for it because we love the Resident Evil franchise and I love the Monster Hunter franchise, so I just cannot wait. Like, and it's also starring Tony Jaa and also Ron Perlman too. So, just not really horror, but it's one of my passions. Anyways, let's get on to it. And also, just a reminder to all you people who are listening, audio wise only, we do have pictures of all of these things that are on our YouTube, or you could just look them up online on your own as well when you're listening. But also, please comment and rate us on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. We'd greatly appreciate it because we do not exist without our fans, and it's easier for the iTunes algorithm to bring us up when you type in horror movie news for podcasts all over the internet as well. So it just helps us out overall. So just please do that. We really appreciate all your help that you can do for us. And yeah, so there's that. And now I want to talk about the releases of the week. So there's one that's kid friendly and there's one that's very adult. So the first one is Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween is premiering this Friday in theaters. And it's starring Jeremy Ray Taylor and also Khalil Harris as well as Jack Black. And a bunch of other people. There's also like Chris Parnell, I believe, is in it. And yeah, it looks like a very fun movie. I am looking forward to it. I like this whole like family friendly horror,
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, and it started off like with this year. We had also A House with a Clock in Its Walls, and that was pretty fun. And yeah, I can't wait to see the second part of Goosebumps.
You need to plug the interview.
And I was gonna get to that, yes.
Okay. I'm that excited.
You're
I'm
right,
like, you're
you're
about
right.
to come on. You
Yes,
need to say it.
and also yesterday I had the honor and pleasure, along with Evan Mack here, one of our hosts here, to interview Jeremy Ray Taylor and also Khalil Harris here in the studio just yesterday. It's already up on our YouTube page. And yeah, it was a very fun time. They're really cool, down-to-earth kids. We talked about video games. We talked about Marvel, like who they'd want to play, which is interesting because Khalil, he wanted to be he'd be honored to be Miles Morales, right?
Oh yeah.
And I asked Jeremy, like, what would you like to be? And he said Black Panther because he just loves Black Panther so much. And I was like, oh, that's such a cool take on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really interesting to hear that. And also how Jeremy is like a huge Fortnite fan too. He's been playing. He's recently started streaming. So yeah, we talk about life. We talk about any scary moments, how much gummy bears they ate, and also that whole gummy bear scene was like one of their favorites because like they're doing like their own stunts and stuff. They're like punching air and like pillows and stuff. Yeah, we talk all about that. And as well, there was another interview that we had yesterday, and that was with Lynn Shay. So she's from the Insidious universe. Yes, Insidious-verse. Sorry, I was like, I just came up with that. But yeah, and my God, I was very honored to have her on our show as well. Like, she is such a huge horror icon and just an amazing actress as well, who plays these amazing characters. And she shared stories she had about being on Kingpin. She shared stories about being on Insidious and working with Lee Whannell, and especially on Insidious 3. And it was a fantastic interview, and that's also up. Then you can check that out. So yeah, there was 3 amazing guests, two overall episodes, and they're already up on Horror Movie News on our YouTube page. You can just look for our playlist, and it should be under all of that. Yes. Enough with that plug. Sorry about that. And yeah, and also the next film, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. It's Apostle. It's directed by Gareth Edwards, who did the Raid series. And it's starring Legion's Dan Stevens and Underworld Michael Sheen. And they recently released a new trailer. This is premiering on Friday on Netflix. And it looks like a powerhouse. I am very excited for this film. Yeah, let's roll this trailer real quick. You are not ready for Apostle. A savage slice of genre cinema.
Is this a period piece?
Yes, it does take place in England, I think in 1807, I believe. Yes. It looks wild.
Whoa. I'm like making faces.
It looks, and then the cross, if you notice, the cross
down?
slowly goes, it starts right, and it slowly comes down. Yeah, I cannot. It looks
kind
so
of like
rad.
Nice and
possession.
subtle.
I think it's kind of a possession kind of film.
It might be
Looks
sort of
it.
like a possession, but then also I know there's a lot of like, I'm sure they had their own like, how do we tell if someone's a witch or not, and all like that like paranoia going around in a small village
Mom
like
mentality.
that. Yes,
That's
exactly.
scarier than anything supernatural. You're like, oh no.
I recently saw a horror. Well, it's not actually horror, but it's an alternate horror called The Devils. And it was part of the 31 days, and it's one of my favorite films. It has become like one of my favorite films of all time. It is wild. I recommend it if you're able to stomach a lot of really crazy imagery, like a bunch of nuns being naked. And also, if you're super religious, I would not recommend it for you. But it is a great film. It is a masterpiece, directed by Ken Russell, and it kind of got lost in time because a lot of people were just like, "This is crazy. Like, what are you doing?"
Oh, this is offensive. Or,
Yeah,
this isn't film or cinema.
There's a omitted scene that there is a copy of the film that has a scene, but they refer to it as the Rape of Christ. And I actually saw that copy of that film that has that version of it, and it was it's intense. I gotta say.
And what is this called again?
It's called The Devils.
Devils.
Yes,
Okay.
It was released back in the 70s, I believe.
Oh, wow.
By Ken Russell, and
Especially during that time, I can see it getting like very controversial.
and the production value is amazing, and it's one of my favorite films. But yeah, so it's Apostle, and we got Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween coming out this weekend. One in theaters, one right at home. So you'll be sure to enjoy one of them at least, or you could enjoy one of them like easily.
Stay in or go out.
Exactly.
Pick.
Yeah, choose your poison, pretty much. And yeah, so what are you guys looking forward to?
Well, not this weekend, but next weekend, Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Absolutely. That's
right.
the one I've just been waiting for.
So you're gonna save your money, not go to the theaters this weekend? You're just gonna be like, nope.
I don't know.
Halloween.
I'm going to the theater. I saw Venom already, so I got to see A Star Is Born, and then I still need to see Assassination Nation too.
yeah.
Yes. Coming out in a little bit. I think I am excited for Overlord. I was like,
I am too. That's November.
I'm excited.
I believe that's on November 11th.
Have you not seen it, or you're not excited?
Not excited.
Okay.
I might.
That's fine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair, man.
I just have my eye on the prize.
Poker face.
Yes.
Halloween.
Yeah.
That focus on that, and then you can deal with other
Yeah,
ones.
we just to briefly review what's like going to be coming out, and a live chat. You can also help us out here, but I believe it's going to be Halloween, right? After this weekend, it's going to be Halloween, and then I believe in November we kick it off with November 2nd is Suspiria remake, and then after that is going to be
Wait,
Overlord.
did you get to see that already?
I did get to see.
Are you allowed to
Suspiria.
say what you thought of it?
No, but I
you
can.
can't?
I can look at the camera and smile real big.
Okay. That's good
That
enough.
says it all.
I did watch the.
Because you're such a super fan of the original. I
Yeah.
was like, eh?
The reason why we didn't have a show on October 2nd was because it was my birthday, and also I had the privilege to go watch a pre-screening of Suspiria,
Nice.
and yeah,
All right.
Stay tuned.
yeah. Stay tuned. Once November 2 comes along, we're gonna be like,
Okay.
yep. We'll
gosh.
definitely review it. But yeah, let's get into our Abyss. So our Abyss is pretty much what films we've been watching and what we recommend. And we have a general consensus here that we're going to be talking about Venom. If that's cool. If that's cool.
Totally.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Like Venom, despite the I guess their own fans, Marvel fans, of like being very skeptical. I saw a lot of people who were skeptical. I know Coy Jean Deroux, who does Marvel Movie News here, he was a proponent of it. I was kind of on the fence of it, but also was like kind of I still wanted to watch it because I could just appreciate a Venom film coming out. So overall, I didn't really when I went into the theaters, I didn't really have too high expectations. I was just like, I'm just gonna watch this movie. Like I wasn't even sure if I was gonna watch it this weekend. I was like, I'm just gonna watch this movie. So that was my take going into it, and then we'll talk about how we felt afterwards. So how'd you feel going into the film?
I don't
Carrie?
think I really had any expectations. I just was like, oh, that looks cool, and I want to see it. So it was neutral, like lukewarm. Not super excited, but not disinterested.
Yeah, I think that's how I was too. Yeah.
Definitely, since it's a Marvel property, I make it my mission to like see them as soon as possible. And like I felt like I needed to go in with like no expectations or low expectations because I might be surprised.
Yeah.
But I'm trying just to go in just to go in with no expectations. But like when I was in Chicago, like the first theater I went to was sold out. So I'm like, okay.
Damn.
So like first of all, I'm like, okay, people are dying to see this movie.
Yeah.
So I go to another theater and you know, I have to say I enjoyed it. Yeah, you know, like, can we talk more about it now?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I just want to see like where we were before getting in. It's just like, you know, because like so none of us were all like, oh, I need to watch this movie. You know.
No.
Yeah. But afterwards, I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, this is a nice film. Like, despite, you know, was it Michelle Williams' wig or whatever?
Wig. Her wig, right?
That wig.
A lot of
See, a lot of people are like, yeah, that wig.
Once you bring it up, you're like, yeah.
It was bad.
It's so flat. And
It was flat with the part in the center.
It was not bad as Kate Mara's wig in Fantastic Four though. Like the.
Oh my god. Okay.
Anyway, but like, yeah, I was like.
It was distracting.
A lot of people.
Well, we talked about it another thing. Of
Scariest
like,
part of the film.
we know a movie's fake, but when something is more fake that we know should be real,
Yeah.
it just takes you out. Like if someone has a empty coffee cup and they're just like willy-nilly holding it, you know it's a movie, but you're like, I know what a coffee cup is like. So it's one of those, okay, I know what hair is supposed to look like, and your hair doesn't look right. But anyway, yes, I was very pleasantly surprised. I went to 11 p.m. show. I had a bunch of young kids behind me, so that was pretty fun too. I was like, oh, good. I'm curious what they're gonna be like because it's PG-13, so you know, more all ages. And yeah, very fun. I actually thought it was gonna be funnier because some people were like, oh, it's so funny, but it had a lot of funny moments.
Yeah.
I really liked how there were a couple moments that you already saw in the trailer, but what happens before and after that moment in the movie makes it new and still
Right.
entertaining.
It adds more depth to like what that little bit, you know, that you saw a lot of in the trailer.
I was pleasantly surprised as well because like in the effects in the trailer looked very like horrible. Like they didn't look good. So I was expecting like, oh man, are these effects going to translate well when it's actually the finished product?
Yeah.
But I was actually like really pleased with how the effects of the symbiote like looked and like other symbiotes So I was like because I was really worried about that, because it's like we're gonna have to be watching this from start to finish and seeing these effects being like horrible, but I was pleased.
So we've talked about it a couple times on a couple other shows, but I'm curious on your opinion, Ollie. A few people have disliked it because it looks like an older version style of the superhero movies. Like, it has a 2000 dated
I love
vibe.
that.
I don't get that.
I
Yeah.
actually really like that.
I get it,
I wasn't
and
thinking
I loved
that.
it.
I wasn't thinking that at all, but now that you brought that up, I'm like, oh wait, I actually love that, because that's what I grew up with. Granted, those films weren't necessarily good. Looking back, I grew up with those. I can appreciate those, and they're kind of guilty pleasures in a sense. But like, this is kind of like an updated version of that. Yet, but like, I would totally watch it again. Like, it's not something that's not my favorite Marvel film by far, by any means. But like, I really
very entertaining.
I appreciated that dark tone, that dark atmosphere, especially it being in San Francisco. I felt like they brought that really alive in the film, because that's how San Francisco kind of is. It's very cloudy and dark.
Right. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film. So, and I just don't get that argument of like what it looks like an older superhero movie.
Well, it wasn't just the look, but it was like the tone and the style of it.
Okay.
I
Like,
think
it
it's
makes
more just it's over the top, and the current superhero movies are a little more grounded.
What? I don't know. the
Maybe-
superhero movies nowadays are not grounded at all.
like-
They're so CGI'd with like with green screen. Are you kidding me? These guys actually went to like San Fran and shot there. Like, get out of here with that. I'm sorry. Triggered.
They're very CGI. I still love them. Like,
Yeah.
But they are. That's very true. Like, they shoot in don't they shoot in Georgia? Like Atlanta, Georgia?
lot of it,
Like,
Atlanta, yeah.
For Avengers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And then Ollie, you brought up a point too. I think you were saying with the villain could have had more development.
Yeah, I remember. I tweeted.
agree with
I was
that.
tweeting that.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
feel
fair.
like a lot of the characters,
fair.
other than like Eddie Brock, I didn't really care for the characters. Other than like Eddie Brock, because I thought he was a very well-rounded, interesting with character development.
Yes.
In like the span of him meeting, Venom.
Yeah.
Becoming Venom. But I felt like the character, like Riz Ahmed, you have Riz Ahmed, such a phenomenal actor, and I
Right.
feel like him, along with Jenny Slate's character, was highly underutilized. So that was something that I felt like was very, that was the hugest critique I can give the film. The film felt a little rushed. To have an antagonist, I feel like Marvel is doing a really good job of you learning about the antagonist and kind of actually liking them. Like, I love like Spider-Man Homecoming with the Vulture, Michael Keaton's character. Like, you understood why he was the way he was, what he was doing, because of like he wanted to protect his family and whatnot and provide for them. But I feel like Riz, I didn't understand why he was a villain. Like, he was just completely 100% bad.
I think it's the
Kind of
whole
just sociopath.
I was about to say,
for science.
It's the whole scientist mentality of like, I'm so into like the evolution of mankind that I'm willing to, kill anything that gets in my way, pretty much. But yeah, I that's such a fair argument. I mean, I didn't think he was that developed really.
Yeah.
You just had to kind of like get it, like, oh, okay, so he's just like he's slowly becoming a mad scientist.
And I love Jenny Slate, and I felt like she was just kind of like, her character was like a waste. Like, it was almost not even needed. Like, I don't know.
Which one? I was
Jenny
like,
Slate was the scientist with glasses.
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot her.
Oh no, I liked her.
I love Jenny Slate,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
I felt like she was a waste of a character.
It was kind of short.
honestly.
Yeah. Let's keep it spoiler free since it is first weekend.
No, totally, yeah. I'm not-
What something I noticed after, because I noticed a group of Indian Americans walking out after, and I was like, yeah, there's actually no really good people of color in the movie as well. Because the one guy is a bad guy. There's one black lady scientist. There's the Asian convenience store worker, and then there's Hispanic security guard. So it's like cliche jobs essentially. So I was like, oh, that is interesting. There wasn't a lot of diversity amongst the cast, but then again, your main character is like Eddie the whole time with Venom. So
Yeah.
but it's just something interesting that like you maybe don't notice during, but then after. So because I was wondering for them watching the movie, like your only representation in the movie is a villain, and then there's like no other options for
Right.
people to look at. But it was like Happy Death Day that we were like, that movie, that one also had their diversity could have used a little bit of help.
Right on. Yeah, I'm glad you're able to speak on that because I didn't really notice. So yeah, that's good.
The action is amazing in the movie. Tonal shift.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't know what to say
No,
about
tonal
that.
shift. Action in the movie I think was amazing. Back to kind of how we were concerned about the rated R. Without the violence of blood, the action sequences, especially that car chase scene, are just wild, and you're on the edge of your seat, just like, oh, this is so
Yeah.
awesome.
That whole motorcycle scene and everything was
Yes.
pretty great. Yeah, and I really did like the action. It felt so dynamic, you know, every little punch or every when he just like there's a scene with a bunch of like SWAT team or whatever.
Yes.
And he just rips them apart. It's so great. He just goes through them and just beats them down. Oh, that part really I liked it.
And I think it was a good payoff too, because it took a while for him to obviously bond with the symbiote. So to actually finally see like scenes of like violence or action, it was kind of like, yeah, you got really hyped at that point in the theater, because I felt like it was like 40 minutes into the film, which was fine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay, you're building up the story, but
Yeah.
I think it paid off really well with how they kind of that particular part of the film with action.
Yeah, and something interesting I wasn't expecting. I was like, I really like Venom. He's so. I thought Venom was the funny one. The like relationship between Brock and him was what was super funny.
Yeah.
Like their discussion of like, let's do this. No, we can't do that. Why not? And then I liked he wasn't a like brainless villain.
Right.
Like you could actually reason with him, and he understands. He's not just like, I'm only doing it this way, and I'm a robot, and I have no decision making capabilities. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I think I'm interested to see where the series goes, because I want to see them like play, because they both need each other. I think Venom needs to learn to be a little bit more humanized.
Right.
You know, not saying he has
Learn
to be
this world.
He doesn't have to be 100% good, but he needs to. If he's gonna be, if Eddie's gonna be his host, then he needs to make sure Eddie is safe, you know, and doing well, and not doing anything crazy to get him into trouble as a human, as Eddie Brock.
Right. Like biting people's heads off.
And obviously Eddie needs Venom to stay alive.
Yeah.
You know, so
He's like, if you die, I die. It's like, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, and I think the heart, like the main, at least for me, what I like the most about this film, and like I think where it's so like what makes it so good is a dynamic between Eddie Brock and also Venom. I think that's like. I could look past all of its faults because I like this, what's happening here so much. Like I like that they're bros, like they're like funny bros, and it's hilarious. Like it's, like there's a scene, not to give anything away, but it's just like they bond over both being losers, you know.
Yes.
And I just thought that was really nice and cute. Like it's like this is adorable. Like this is a cool movie, and I think like the heart of the film like rested in that kinship between the symbiote and the human, you know.
I like Jay Snowden in the chat says it felt like a buddy cop movie with one guy.
Yeah.
Mad props to him in acting, because it's nothing's there, but you felt like it was two entities.
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I was never really like a huge Tom Hardy fan, but I thought he was awesome. Like I thought his performance was phenomenal. Okay. You know, to having to deal with like, you know, talking to like a green screen or whatever.
Probably a tennis ball or whatever.
Absolutely, and him just being dirty and getting dirty and like
went for it so bad.
Like, you'll see it in the movie if you haven't seen it.
The lobster scene too.
I forgot about
getting
that.
wet and dirty. I was like, I just want to take a shower, but definitely go see it. I recommend
this is our last subject. Well, yeah, so that's a little roundup, a little like, you know, bits of what we thought of Venom and everything. And yeah, so overall consensus, thumbs up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definite thumbs up. Let us know what you thought of Venom, because I know some people out there, haters gonna hate. But a lot of people are liking it. Seeing Twitter, I was so excited. I'm like, oh good. I'm like, why are people so upset about this movie?
Yeah, it's not like a masterpiece, but it is a fun movie.
And if you went in thinking that, why are your expectations so high?
Also, if you're thinking about that like for a superhero movie, it's like, come on.
And then also, you pointed this out, I think Jay Snowden in the chat said, did Tom Hardy really voice Venom as well? He did, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was Venom. All right, and also, so we're still doing the giveaway.
Yes.
So Rugged English, I know you're there in the chat. So he was the one who attempted, and so he got the second part right, which was what movie does the phrase come from? You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? So yes, he got that right, which was from Batman with Jack Nicholson as a Joker, and the Joker says that line. Unfortunately, you didn't get the first part right, so it's fine though. Rugged, I want someone to win this poster, so I'm gonna help you out. So he said that our first guest in studio was Udo Kier. So that was just a couple months ago. So unfortunately, that is wrong. But I told you in the comment section for our last episode how to find it, how to find the answer, and yeah, and also I'll give you a hint right now, pretty much. So when he came into the studio, it felt like it was nothing but mayhem. So
Big easy hint.
So, with that hint, everybody, someone's bound to win this poster now, because I really want to give it away. And I don't care where you live, I'll ship it to you. I'll pay the money. It's all good. Again, it's that Mandy poster that we are giving away. So, so the first part's already done. It's still up in the air, but I'm sure Rugged's gonna get it. I feel like if he can just nail it. But yeah, we'll see. Definitely comment down below after the film. Sorry, after the episode is over, so you can I can see the comments not ahead of time. See the comment after the fact, because I won't be able to check until like maybe around Thursday or so, just to make sure it's all there and solidified. So yeah, just comment down below and we will be giving that away. Also, thank you all to all the people in the live chat right now who came on and just hung out with us. Jay Snowden, we have Sel Wonk, of course, Rugged English, Sky Patterson, Wellington Smithopolis is also here. Joined the party. Yeah, and thank you all of you who are in the live chat, and also all of you future people who are going to be commenting down below as well, and all you podcast listeners too. It's hard to gauge you guys when you guys will hear it or anything, but thank you so much for listening to our show. We really hope you like it. We all work very, very hard on this show, and yeah, just give you our kudos, and yeah, let's put ourselves over, starting with Carrie.
Yes, you guys can find me online at Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE.
Hey guys, I'm Oliver Jen. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer.
And I am Anthony Becerra. You can find me everywhere at TonyBTony_. And again, everybody, every week we're here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, unless we're doing an interview and we can't do it on the Tuesday. But anyways, yes, just find us here every week. We'll see you all next week, and go watch some movies. Peace out.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.